So a very quick guide on how to check the drive mechanism and also remove any blockages that may be either in the throat of the printer or in the drive mechanism on the stepper motor. This is the new FlashForge Finder and Guider single print head. It's easily identifiable by this ribbon cable here, and we're going to get straight into it. So firstly, you're going to want to undo the screw that's in here, and you'll use a Phillips head screwdriver to undo that. And then you'll want to undo two short Allen keys here. Let's put these down here. And then, without using too much force, this should wiggle straight off and over the top. And this is pretty much the FlashForge drive mechanism. So the idea is that we want to basically remove this stepper motor so that we can see if there's any possible blockages inside this press arm. The filament actually runs through that channel there, throughout the printer. So firstly, we're going to remove the stepper motor cable, just like that. I'm going to tuck that up out of the way. And just so you know, this is the servo motor that drives the auto level sensor. There's no need to remove this. You can if you want to, but it's probably best to leave that in there and just get an Allen key with a longer shaft so that you can undo the appropriate nuts and bolts. So you'll see, hopefully, in here, you see this Allen key screw and this one in here. If you undo those two, you should be able to see that by removing those two, I can now remove this, which just comes straight out. So you'll see in this instance, just here, is some blocked filament. Now the print's cold at the moment, so I obviously won't be able to remove that just yet, but I'm going to preheat the nozzle in a few seconds and I'll be able to remove it. The other thing to check too is if you've removed this stepper motor, if you have a look here, quite often the filament passes through that hole and runs between these two wheels, and the idea is it's supposed to come outside that hole. Now on the odd occasion you'll find that there might be some filament stuck in between this press arm, and you will have to tweezer that out and remove it. Worst case scenario, if you can't tweezer it out, you can remove this whole press arm off the motor to give you better access, but generally some tweezers will enable you to do that. Okay, So just to show you, I've actually got the printer on. I probably shouldn't, but I do have. I'm going to go preheat, extruder on, and I'm going to go start. That's going to heat the extruder up. So I might pause for a second. Okay, so the extruder is pretty much nearly heated up. Depending on the material that got stuck in it, and if you're unsure, leave it till the end. But you know, anywhere between 190 and 220, you could probably start to try and remove the filament. So what I'm going to do is grab some pointy nose pliers. I'm going to come in here and without touching the circuit board, be very careful to grab the filament and pull it out. Now you'll find PLA has a very common problem in that it will bulge when it stopped printing, and it goes cool. You can see that slight little bulge there. So the key to reducing these bulges getting jammed between essentially the exit point here and the exit point there on your stepper motor is to purge some filament through your printer before you unload it. That sort of reduces the chances of your filament from getting blocked. I'm just going to quickly show you, if I can, what I'm talking about. If we put this filament through here, you'll notice when we go to that point, it's probably not as big a bulge as I thought it was, but generally that bulge would be struggling to come out. It would stop there. And so when you're trying to pull your filament out, or the motor's reversing the filament, it would be knocking. Because the wheel can only withstand so much pressure. Okay, so pretty much putting it back together, pretty much just sit that motor back in there. You'll sort of feel it find its own position. This stage you could probably turn your printer off or stop the preheat. No need for any more heat now. I'm going to screw the screws back in. Again. So I've just screwed the screw back in there and in under here, that screw in there. Don't forget to put the stepper motor cable back on. Make sure those wires are underneath, clear of those holes. Put the cover back on. Put the cover back on, you'll notice that it's got this nice little curved edge there. You'll wiggle it around a little bit and you'll be able to find a little spot where it sort of just clicks in. Do the screws back up. and we're ready to print. Thanks.